In the evening, Katie performed as usual at the train station. A man and a woman, attracted by the singing, greeted each other. The sudden conversation startled the woman, and Katie hurriedly packed up her guitar. The man apologized, saying he didn't mean to startle her. Seeing the woman trying to escape, the man asked what the urgency was. Katie explained that she had to hold a funeral for her cat. The man didn't even know the woman's name. Later, Katie chatted with her friends about the embarrassing incident from the previous night. When the conversation turned to the lyrics, Katie realized her notebook was missing. She asked her friends if they had seen her notebook, but they said no. She then remembered leaving it at the train station that day. She asked her friends to help her retrieve it, and they agreed. When the woman arrived at the train station, she saw the notebook in the man's hand. She asked for it, but Charlie recognized them as fellow schoolmates. The man was puzzled why the woman knew Katie. The woman demanded the notebook first. The man asked where Katie lived, and the woman said she had an idea. She sent Katie a text message, tricking her into coming to the train station to retrieve the notebook. The man said he didn't know the woman's name yet. After introducing herself, the woman was about to leave but then asked if the man had read the contents of the notebook. He didn't deny it. Noticing the woman's agitation, the man quickly said he only glanced at it to facilitate its return and couldn't remember much, except that the handwriting was beautiful. Katie felt happy hearing the man's praise. Seeing the woman about to leave, the man asked if he could accompany her. She shyly agreed. In the evening, the man escorted the woman home. She asked him to evaluate the songs she had written, but he was vague, saying he could only judge accurately if Katie sang them in person. When the man learned that the woman's address was near the skating rink where he practiced, he was surprised they had never met before. The woman, who was seriously ill, had to make up an excuse to evade the question. Before parting, Katie wanted the man's contact information but found his phone number already written in the notebook. The woman told the man that the stars in the sky were 16 light years away, so the light they were seeing now was emitted when they were 2 years old. Noticing the man's sudden silence, she asked what was wrong. He explained that the coach from Berkeley had called him, saying that a swimmer had been transferred, and he had a chance to replace that position. Time was pressing, and he had to regain his peak form. The woman believed he could do it. The man said he wanted to give her a real date the next day, but the woman said he still had to meet her father. In the evening, the woman's father asked the man when he would go to bed. He said 1 a.m. The father then asked when he would be going home, and the man said 2 a.m. It turned out that the father was testing the man to see if he could take care of his daughter. He decided to tell the man about his daughter's condition, but the woman suddenly interrupted. On their way to the appointment, the man handed the guitar to the woman. She said she didn't want it but didn't put it down. The woman played the guitar with abandon, like a son surrounded by people. On this day, the doctor brought bad news. The research project at Washington University had been halted due to insufficient funding. The father was devastated, and his daughter faced the threat of death. Their only hope was gone. He had done everything he could, even sacrificing Katie's childhood. But still, his daughter was about to leave him. The man blamed himself for not taking good care of his daughter. If he could, he would take on her pain. The doctor understood the man's feelings and told him he was a good father. Considering her imminent death, the woman registered her father on a dating website. The father understood his daughter's intention and comforted her that they had not yet reached the end of the road. Everything would be okay. The woman, however, said that her death was just a matter of time and wished that her father could travel the world and be with the people he loved. With tears in her eyes, she said that was the best part of life. The man, with red eyes, agreed to his daughter's request. The woman and her father hugged each other. In the evening, the man stood outside the woman's door with food. The woman was nervous and kept the door closed. Listening to her father's encouragement, she finally reopened the door. Upon hearing the woman say she wanted to break up, the man firmly said they could make it work. He couldn't stop himself from being with her. He had already made up his mind before this. The man's sincerity moved the woman, and she ran down to hug him. That night, to thank the woman for her support, the man took Katie to a music production company. The woman was surprised and turned to leave. It turned out that the man had used the money he had saved for a car. He said that the woman had helped him fulfill his dream, and now he wanted to help her achieve hers. The woman sang the song she had written in her notebook. After singing, the two lay on the car's roof. The woman confessed to the man that she had been paying attention to him for a long time. She slowly recounted the things that happened to the man when he was young. saying that every time he walked past her window was the best moment for her. The man looked at the woman and said he would always be there for her. The next day, the woman called the man and said she wanted to go to the pier to watch the sunrise with him, as they had agreed before. She begged her father to let her go, and after some consideration, he agreed. The woman boarded the ship and nestled in the man's arms, saying that she had been waiting for this moment in her life.